What are the benefits of a long fast with herbs and fresh lemon from a Wu-Sabat perspective? Towel tat. Fasting in general, right, brings about so many benefits. It is not because people are religious or because religious people fast. We in Wu-Sabat, we fast because of the health benefits, right? I'm going to give you as many as I can. The first one is to teach you how to to give gratitude, okay? Gratitude is important in life because just the fact that we're still here in this day and time, to have the master teacher with us and the day and time where truth is being revealed and we're actually like renewing everything, it's a moment like many would have really loved to be here in this moment. So first of all, when you fast, you recognize that there are people around the world that may not have access to food or that can't eat. There are wars going on right now. There are people starving, you know what I mean, because of the wars, and they don't have food. And here you are in the West where food is just pretty much abundant and everywhere. And you know what I mean? So when you fast, you have to get into that mode of wow. Like it's at first it's hard because it's not that the food is not there, the food is there, but then you are now in a position where you're disciplining yourself not to have it. And that makes you contemplate and remember people who don't have food, perhaps the homeless. So before we even get into like the benefits relating to like the spiritual aspects, like the physical ones, are that the toxins from your body. This gives you a break from the constant eating and the energy that you're utilizing constantly to digest food, right? Because, you know, food is like fuel, okay? And a lot of the times, if we're eating foods that are processed, that have all kinds of chemicals, GMO, etc., this gives you a break from ingesting those things. Then it starts to cleanse. And like you say, the lemon and the water is very good for cleansing, okay? Then that energy now you have to utilize in other ways. And you can use that energy to focus in terms of your mind. So you start to get clarity, yeah? Because that energy is now being utilized or transformed and utilized in a way to benefit you, okay? So you start to think and reason better. As I said it already, in terms of you're more quiet, because when you're hungry, generally people are more quiet. They don't talk so much because, you know, they're preserving that energy. And when you're quiet, you listen more, right? The other aspect of you, the conscious being, your higher self is more in tune with you. Your vibration changes, your aura changes, you're more peaceful because, as I said, you start to really focus on the things that really matter, okay? When you say from a Wu-Sabat perspective, it's a good way to cleanse. Do you know that fasting can literally heal a lot of issues that people have? Because what happens is you build up a lot of mucus in your body when you're eating and eating and eating, and all of these pesticides and all the chemicals and the preservatives and the colorings and all these things, they start to leave your body, and eventually the mucus and the parasites that were feeding off of like the sugars and the salt, that they start to, you basically kill them and they die, and then you have to flush them out. And the drinking of water and going toilet flushes everything out. Your colon gets cleansed to the point where, you're going to get to a point where there's nothing coming out because you're not eating. And so the water will help to flush and cleanse you, you see. And if you start to meditate, and in fact, if you exercise during that time, because some people feel that, you know, they're weak and they don't have energy to exercise, but after a few days, because the first few days are going to be hard because you're now having to utilize the power of your mind. Willpower gets stronger because now you're going to be like, you have to not give in. It's like when you start exercising and you may not have exercised for a long time, and you may just do a few, like you might go for a run and you feel like you hear your mind say you're tired, give up. But you carry on, and after a while, the breathing improves. And then after a while, you know what I mean, you can go further and further. It's the same when you're doing press-ups or whatever, like you push yourself because it's now mental power. It's not based on physical. So when you're hearing the voices saying, man, look at that food looks so nice, I need to eat that. You just have to use your willpower to like be like, nah, we're doing this. And as the days go on, it gets easier and you start to get more energy from like not eating. It sounds crazy that people think you get energy from eating, but when you don't eat, that energy kicks in because you have reserves. Your body is designed to have reserves, so that if, as long as you can drink liquid, that, you know, people will tell you you can stay alive much longer as long as you have water than food. You see, there are people who have mastered it to the point where they've gone to such a high level where they can actually survive off air or the energy from the air, right? These people refer to themselves as breatharians. So they basically, because we know, when you think about eating, you're eating to break down the food. And a lot of people don't chew their food properly, but you have to break down the food into really liquid. And then that liquid is what you take out the nutrients from. And then the stuff that is not good, the liver will help to actually cleanse you out and, you know, get rid of the crap. And then you ultimately retain the nutrients or the vitamins, the minerals. So if you can get that from nature, because remember, you are part of nature, and plants, they don't go to the supermarkets to buy food and eat. They get their food from where? The sun. It's called photosynthesis, right? So you also get energy and vitality from the sun. If you're fortunate to be in a place where you can actually have access to, you know, good sunlight, so you can absorb that energy from the sun and from the water and from the source of what's inside the atoms, what's holding the atoms together, that energy. So it is possible to sustain yourself for a long time without eating food. So you get stronger mentally more than physically. But yeah, there are so many benefits to fasting, and don't obviously do everything in extreme, but it gives you time to actually, as you say, really tune in to your inner being and what's going on around you.